The transitional deal agreement signed by the EU and UK effectively means Brexit. Britain will remain as part of the common fisheries policy until the end of 2020. Fishing for Leave, who organised a protest on the Thames last month which saw Nigel Farage hurl fish into the river outside the House of Commons, are now staging a fresh protest on Sunday, April 10. Around 200 fishing vessels across the country are set to unite to take part in the demonstration, which Fishing for Leave say will be joined by Brexiteers and Tory MPs. The demonstration will see EU flags set on fire and vessels set alight in fury at the government's implementation agreement. Get a beer. Exit News. Fishing for Leave are set to hold another protest in anger at the implementation period. Fishing for Leave spokesman Alan Hastings said, "The European Union would be free to easily eradicate what is left of our fleet and has every incentive to do so. The EU can achieve eradication of our fleet using the failed quota system that forces fishermen to discard fish to try to find the species you are allowed to keep. The discard ban addresses the discard symptom, not the quota cause. Now, when a vessel exhausts its smallest quota, it must stop fishing. This will bankrupt around 60% of the British fleet. This is why we discarded fish outside Parliament to highlight this existential crisis." Demonstrations will take place at Hastings, Whitstable, Portsmouth, Milford Haven, with the larger turnouts in Newcastle and Plymouth. During the protest at Whitstable, Fishing for Leave say they are planning to set a vessel on fire. While at Hastings, EU flags will be torched. Fireworks and horns will also mark the occasions. Mr. Hastings said, "Our nation's fishing and communities were surrendered to the EU and have suffered immeasurably through EU mismanagement. Our communities might not matter to politicians, but they matter to us." Fishing for Leave spokesman Alan Hastings, "The vote to leave was a godsend to our struggling industry and communities. It provided a golden opportunity to automatically repatriate all our waters and resources, worth £6 to £8 billion, and to start a new policy to rejuvenate our coastal communities and industry. Fishermen are sickened and enraged that our government has capitulated to obeying all EU law after Brexit, consigning us to remaining trapped in the disastrous common fisheries policy until January 2021, and possibly trapped forever in exchange for a deal trade. The transition is a second betrayal of fishing, of the Brexit vote, of an opportunity, and is a second surrender of our communities. Our communities might not matter to politicians, but they matter to us. Coastal communities count. MPs better remember that, and that no deal is better than a bad deal, or these flotillas will just be the start." Statements are expected to be given by Fishing for Leave spokesmen and MPs at the location of each demonstration. Since the announcement, the Prime Minister has said the UK will become an independent coastal state after Brexit. Pro-Brexit campaigner Aaron Brown has since warned that remaining part of the Common Fisheries Policy, CFP, for a further 2 years during the transition period could put an end to the British fishing industry. He said, "This transition is a death sentence for what's left of the industry, because what happened is that the EU hasn't addressed the cause of the problem, which is the inept quota system. The EU has every incentive to wipe our fleet out in the 21 months using detrimental legislation and by enforcing bad and ill-founded policies such as relative stability, and then claim our fish. The CFP is aimed at ensuring the European fish supplies are equally accessible to all member states and that fishing remains sustainable." Fishermen had hoped Brexit could change the current system of quotas amid promises of full independence from Brussels as soon as Brexit became official on March 29, 2019.